So, Marvel's Avengers isn't going too great at the moment. They've started making changes, and it seems as though the game is heading in the right direction, but there's proof that it's too little too late, because there's nowhere near as many players as the game should have right now, considering what they've done. So, they released Spider-Man as an actual playable character, but what they did was screwed over everyone on PlayStation that got Spider-Man exclusively. And I mean, yes, in the end they did things that were for the whole community, but that's not the point. The point is, every character that has come into the game, so the two Hawkeyes, Black Panther, they've all had stories behind their characters. You've had missions and different things to do based on them characters. However, now that Spider-Man has come into the game, and he is a PlayStation exclusive, they said they will not be implementing any story missions at all. There's no new planet or anything for Spider-Man, because they wanted to focus on things for the entire community to enjoy. So yes, PlayStation got Spider-Man as a free character that no other platform has, but the PlayStation players also got screwed over because Spider-Man's the only character to come into the game that doesn't have any storyline behind him. But that moves me on to the other thing they released, and that is the KLAW raid. This raid is the worst raid I have ever seen implemented into a game. I've done Destiny 2 raids, I've done the Division 2 raids, I've done the Ghost Recon Breakpoint raid, I've been raiding in games on and off for years. But this doesn't feel like a raid. This feels like when you load up a game like Superliminal, where it's just constant puzzles. But these puzzles aren't like raid mechanics, they are childish puzzles. You either have stand on this platform here, interact with this panel here, or shoot these things here. It's very simple, easy to work out mechanics. And while yeah, that might be great for some players, nobody is playing this raid. You have to have a 150 character in order to play. The one good thing they did do for this was enable matchmaking. However, you go to their official Discord server, and the main one doesn't have a channel to interact with other players at all. It's just for patch notes and announcements and things like that. However, you go to the community one, where you would LFG to look for a group and select your platform to do it on. And when I had a look, there were 9 people playing on PC. Well, 9 PC players online. So that was on the Discord server. Not a single one was playing Avengers. And in the community Discord, there were like 800 people. And also, if you look at the Steam charts, there were only like 1,200 people playing at pretty much peak time. So people really do not care about this raid. It's not worth even getting a team together. I did 2 runs of the raid, or 2 attempts, with a random match-made team. And the first time round, it took us, I think it was about an hour and 10 minutes. We made pretty much no progression or anything like that. But the second time round, we got as far as the hour took us previously in about 10-15 minutes. And then we made a lot more progress. And I mean a lot more progress. And in that entire time, we had one boss fight. And it wasn't even a proper boss fight. You just get this large spider mech drone thing, and you just deal a load of damage and take it down. There was nothing exciting to it. So overall, is Avengers worth playing? Possibly. But is the raid worth playing? Definitely not. Is it worth playing the game for Spider-Man? 100% no. I don't understand why they thought a raid was a good idea with the little amount of players the game has. And I don't understand at the same time why these puzzles are so basic. It's a raid, it's supposed to be difficult. When you go into this raid, you have to have 4 players, and even though the players are 150 in their power level, the enemies are set to 155. So they're above you, the enemies are tougher, they're balanced in a different way to be harder to take down. You have to have a group of 4 players to participate. However, when it comes to the mechanics and the stuff you do inside the raid, it's boring, it's tedious, it's easy. It shouldn't be easy in a raid. For an example of how easy it is, and when I say tedious, I mean it feels grindy for no reason. Because the puzzles are so easy to do, because there are pretty much no boss fights in there at all, it's just it's daunting. You get to the first room, you're like, I just can't be bothered to do this anymore. It's not fun in any way, shape or form. You get into the first room after taking down the big spider boss that I was talking about, and you have these 3 platforms you have to stand on, and then once they're all lit up, so they start off yellow, you stand on it for a certain amount of time, and it goes blue, and then once all 3 of them are blue at the same time, they go purple, you run to the middle, you interact with panels at the same time, and that's going to power up this blast that destroys a barrier. That's how easy it is. The next portion, you get a nice little cutscene to see this big dude messing around with vibranium or whatever. But then you get these doors, and all you've got is a panel to open the door at the front, and then when someone goes through, you come off that panel, the door shuts, they have to stand on a panel like a pressure plate thing, the other side of the door to open it for you. And then when you get to the final door, you just have someone standing on the open panels on the inside of the doors for all 4 of them to open the remaining door. They're the most simple mechanics I've seen. Ghost Recon Breakpoint had a really, really good raid. That took about 22 hours for the very first completion for me and the group I played with. But they had some good mechanics in there, some good like puzzles and stuff you had to figure out, and the boss fights were cool. We had one like miniature boss fight that was shocking. I don't know who approved this as a complete raid. I don't know who designed the puzzle ideas, but it lacks in every single possible way. But as always, that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.